How's you going today, guys? Well, we've been busy here this morning. We got one little piggy down and out. Well, actually he's hanging quite high. But anyways, we skin him. My buddy Kyle came to give us a hand with this, and now we got to get one more. So we're just trying to get him in the calf catcher, and then we'll move him across to a cleaner area like over there, so we could clean them and do them in and so on and so forth. So we'll catch us later. Alrighty guys, well, the piggies are all dealt with, and I'm actually out here right now with SAS Crop Insurance. They're checking for establishment in what I've been complaining about on this hayfield. And you can see, I can see it, but spots where there is, and then there isn't, then there is, and then there isn't. It's really kind of crappy in my eyes. But the other thing I noticed right there, big step right there, big step. Big old moose came through here within the last couple days, because there's his tracks heading that away, heading straight to the bush. So that's a good sign, especially since I put in for the moose draw. So they're telling me for establishment I needed 2 plants per square foot, and they do approximately 100 square foot. And then we'll move to a different area, check another 100 square feet. They have a guide that they throw on the ground, and it's a 3 by 3 square foot hoop, I guess, or square, and they check for plants in there. So I came out here with them. Lots of times I wouldn't bother, I'll just bring them to the field and let them go crazy and do their thing. But because the fields are so wet, I didn't want them getting stuck, so I brought them out with the side-by-side, and I'll spend the next however long out here. But holy cow, the Canada thistles are loving it. The hot weather and the wet weather, and they're coming on strong. And we've got a lake coming through here, so getting to the other side could be interesting. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I also saw some coyote tracks earlier too, if I can. And then there was another track. I don't think it's coyote, it's something else. The skeeters are horrendous out here. If I find that other track again, I'll bring you guys back and show it to you. But anyway, for now I'll let you go, and we'll yammer at you later. Alrighty guys, well, there they go. So, friggin' water in the field everywhere, kind of flooding here. The oats looks good though, I think. Anyway, with our alfalfa crop that we seeded last year out there, it's we have establishment. They say, because like they said, you got to have at least 2 plants per square foot. He started digging around, and he says that he found his 2 plants. Some of them are just, back you up here, some of them are just little tiny guys, like inch and a half tall. They're just coming through now. Some of them are really tall, like 12, 13 inches tall. So we've got our establishment. They're not too worried about it. So there's not much we can do. If it doesn't grow, it's on me. I signed the paperwork. If it doesn't grow to make a crop for next year, then it's on me to do it on my own. I ain't getting nothing for it. out of here. So that tells me that, according to them, I have an established alfalfa field in there too, even if it does look like crap at this point. Anyway, let's get back to the yard, find out what's going on. Talk to you guys later. Alrighty guys, so just gave this girl that had the foot rot problem. It's in her back right foot down there. Gave her second and final shot. She's not a bad cow, but right now she's a little under the weather too. Back up good. But with that in mind, with this second shot, her first shot is working, like she's walking on it and everything now. The drugs are working for her. Open this. Come on, mama. Back up. You, get out of there, you little squirt. Now I'll get her to come back to the front of the barn. We're keeping her in here for a few days for observation. And then, actually today, she's gonna go with our, what we call Little Red bull. She was with Sheriff there for, well, she wasn't even with Sheriff because we pulled her out the day we turned him out. And Sheriff, you crash and burn, guys. Crash and burn. Anyways, like I was saying with Sheriff, he's got basically just over 30 head with him, so she doesn't need to go out there with him. She's favoring it just a little bit, not a lot, but the drugs are working for her. So, and being that Sheriff has so many girls with him, Little Red can handle a few. So that's why she's gonna go with Little Red. And that guy, Max, I'm thinking is gonna end up going to rented land here right away. Like, right away as in quite possibly today. Anyway, she got her second and final shot. After this, she's out of here. So I'll let her eat that grain. And then she's gonzo. She'll be able to eat with Little Red off of the bale over that way. Alrighty, I'm gonna let you guys go. We'll talk to you later. These girls are just awesome. Honk the horn and holler a little bit and they come running. I like that. You can't go wrong when you got cows that way. Alrighty, Max, you ready for this? Push that open. Come on, push it open. You goofy shit. There we go. Go to your girls. Go to your girls. Make yourself look big and strong. There we go. That's closed up. I'll get the truck out of here so we could close that gate. And I'll bring you guys back in a minute. And we're back. that. I'll do this. There. What do you figure, big guy? Got your girlfriend's back. Alrighty, what is this, June 9th? I think it's June 9th, Friday, June 9th. So, Max is out, Sheriff is out, Little Black is out, and one cow at this point with Little Red, and another 6 to be put with him as they calve. Alrighty, talk to you guys later. Alrighty guys, so where the heck am I? I am in, I am sitting on our organic land from last year. So all of this green stuff out here, this was our barley field last year. It's really green. And, well, you can see it. Let's see all the water. Goes right across and into that bush. See that black spot right there? Goddamn near was sinking out of sight with Little Blue here in 4-wheel drive, and I'm not pulling nothing. And it goes all the way down into that bush. I don't know how we're gonna get into seeding anything out here. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, we're not seeding today. We're just gonna go back home. This is gonna fucking sit, and if I have to come back, in July and seed it then, that's when it'll get seeded, and that's when we'll make green feed, is in September. Basically, I only need 60 days for green feed anyway. So, we're just gonna have to leave this sit, let it dry down a lot more. Then we're gonna have to come back, work it down, try and set the weeds backwards, and then come into it with the hoe drills and seed it. Because I can't even get to the other side without getting stuck. This end is way too soft. From where the tractor is across to here, that's the end of the field, or the east end of the field. And you can see how wet it is right there even. Yeah, we're not seeding this. And when I was out here with the quad, side by side, I keep wanting to call it a quad, but it's not. With the side by side, the way we got water through here, you can see my side by side tracks there. The way we got water through here, it happens again in the middle of the field. So this kind of sucks, but what do you do? What do you do, right? We'll just come back, like I said. If it has to be first week of July or something like that, that's when we'll seed it. It's unfortunate as hell, but there's not much I can do about it. There's no point in going into a field that we're gonna be stuck 100 times on 45 friggin' acres. You're not making any progress that way. Might as well just leave it alone, let it dry, and then attack it. I just thought maybe there'd be areas where I could go. Well, there's no point. Not in my eyes. There's no point. It's going to be reserved for green feed and green feed only, and that's all that's to it. And then we'll get the oats in there, and we'll get the alfalfa in there, and the alfalfa, all it has to do is get germinated for this year, and it'll be a hay field for next year. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. We'll drive home and figure out what the hell we're gonna do after that. Talk to you later. Alrighty guys, so that little sprayer that CP's been pulling around the yard, that yard sprayer so to speak, I want to be able to pull that sucker with this instead of the lawnmower. Now on here, if you look, there's a red wire right over there. Well, we just installed that, and our son gave us it's supposed to be a Uga horn. Anyways, it gets wired into the battery, and I installed this switch. He actually gave us this switch. This was all for via Christmas stuff. So kind of a sick friggin' horn if you ask me, but you know what? If you're out there and you call the cows and you train them to this horn, then they know to come out of the bush and come to us, right? That's the whole idea as far as the horn goes. Now the horn, because these things don't have horns on them, so I mounted the horn someplace out of the way, right down there, and it's tucked away. It's neat. It's out of the wires are all tucked away nice and neat, not gonna get caught by anything. So yeah, anyways, like I said, it's kind of a sick horn. It doesn't sound very nice, but it doesn't have to as far as the cows go. And if you're chasing them, you just got to get them the hell going. A horn just helps to move them. So now I've got this switch. My intent is to put it in this hole. I'm gonna rewire it with all new wire. I'm gonna use this double coated wire. So that's coming down. It's gonna come from the hole in behind, goes down in behind over here, this plate, in behind the plate, under the floor, there's a bracket that all the wires and cables for shifting and brake and so on and so forth, all that stuff runs through. And you can see all the cables right there, and here's the wire. So then the wire has to come across to the battery, and then also we'll have to tie into that a second wire, basically running from the switch all the way back to the back end, so that we could plug the sprayer in, because it's an electric pump. And that'll run more or less from back there, from the front, like it'll come up and it'll follow these wires through this holder, this holder, this holder. It'll follow along with this stuff to the back end beside the tail light is my plan. Hopefully I can get this so it all works and I don't have to worry about shrubs or something catching it, because the whole idea here is to be able to take that sprayer into the bush pasture and in the open areas spray buckbrush with like graze on or something like that. Anywho, that's the plan. That's what I'm working at, and this shit always takes me forever to get done. But since I can't be in the field, I figure I might as well work at getting this done. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna work with this and we'll talk to y'all later. Alrighty guys, so got my on-off switch. That's for the sprayer, and it's indicated off, on, right? And I got the wires running the power wire to the switch, and then the negative wire that ties in with the other negative wire. So the positive and the black, the red and the black, run through the wire loom. The other wires run in their own coated extra coating, and down through there. And then the loom stops and the wires come up, positive to here, obviously black to, direct to battery. And that other stuff, it comes up and routes around in through here all the way to the back end. With the connector right there. And that connector matches up to that connector, except for one small problem. When she's hooked to the hitch, that to there, we need like an extra 2.5 fucking feet. Cock darn. Anyways, I'm gonna lob this off here and stretch this out longer this way, because I don't want to have a bunch of wire hanging out the back end of that to get tangled up in something when you're not using the sprayer. So we've got all of this stuff. I'll just use a hunk of this stuff, which is the wire that came with this sprayer, and make an extension for it, and then it'll work just fine. Just a little more work involved here. Anyway, not the end of the world. Let's get at her, right? Talk to you guys later. I'll have her all running here hopefully shortly. Alrighty guys, so I got my extension wire. It's all run. Used the heat shrink. These guys right here, for anybody that does not know, that little plastic, like this part where it's blue, that you warm that up and it shrinks down tight on the wires. And where it's silver, well, that's like a piece of solder to make your connection, and that heats up and shrinks down tight and connects all your wires together where you bare them off. So we did that over here, and it helps so water doesn't get to your connection. And then I generally run tape over top everything. So we did that there, we did that there, and we did that right on the end right there so that we can use this same connector that came with the sprayer. So now to test, because it runs off of the battery, off of the side-by-side, and just, can you hear it? The pump is running. That's off, that's on, that's off. So sweet. Now we can pull this thing. You know, like you got buckbrush or some unwanted trees or something like that that are suckering into the bush or into the open areas of the pasture. I could just rip around with some graze on and spray it out, and it won't kill the grass, but it takes out the trees and the buckbrush and that kind of stuff. At least I think it's called graze on. All I know for sure is it's pricey. That's what I was told. It's very pricey. So this wire, I need to tuck it up tight underneath so it's out of the road. And if you're wondering, yes, CP had me back up to something, and then when I put the weight on it, actually it was my truck, and when I put the weight on, it was a mineral tub. This dropped down, hit the hitch, and busted the friggin' light right out of it. Shit happens. Anyway, not gonna worry about it. We can always replace that light bulb and the lens pretty friggin' quickly. But there. Now we can use this thing. Give us a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Fun, fun, fun. Let's get her done. Catch y'all later.